Division, leading Forest Hill, and Warrandyte 11-point leaders against Glen Waverley. If I get any more, I will let you know.
Fantastic stuff. 23 points is the margin. Start of the second term. Here's Brad Henderson.
Well, Shrems Reserve bathed in sunshine for the start of the second term. Green going up against Jarvis in the ruck. The Blues win the clearance this time. Kick forward by Bolton. Deep into the forward line. Malloy working hard back there. Got it to Rambaldi, then to Scotland. Dangerous handball by Scotland, and Pearson was forced to rush it through for a minor score. And they dodged the bullet then at the Sharks. Let's cross boundary side to Esmond.
Just the key message at quarter time from Paul Newlands, the Croydon coach, is be accountable, man up, don't give them any room, and just don't bomb it into the forward line. Look for our targets.
Well, almost a slips catch taken there by Martin, but at the spills, Doncaster kicked the ball forward. McKenzie's down there at full forward, knocked away nicely by Thatcher, but scooping on it magnificently. Snap around the body. This is a fair old go, isn't it? Jaden Hooper, eat your heart out, a contender for the Pancake Parlour play of the day. There's no doubt about that. A nice curl on that left foot snap and roving it well also. 6 goals on the board now for Doncaster. A very handy lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They are 6 goals, 137. They're kicking straight. Croydon are 139.
Great play by Jaden Hooper then. As a small crumbing forward, front and centre. The ball came to the front of the pack and he snapped the left foot over his shoulder. And it's a goal that Croydon certainly didn't want Doncaster to get onto.
Thanks to the local burger company. A couple more results coming through at quarter time in Division 3. Ringwood 13-point leaders over Sylvan. Templestowe take a 1-goal lead against Ferntree Gully, and Mitcham 22-point leaders. Churnside Park yet to register a score.
So a 26-point lead for Doncaster. They stretch the lead. It's worrying times now for the Blues, that is for sure. 28 points, in fact, the margin. Carroll knocked it further afield. Travers, who I thought was probably the Blues' best in that first quarter, got it to Bolton. And Bolton's kick has snuck home for it. No, he's just off target. So there was plenty of applause for that kick by Josh Bolton. The Blues fans liked it. The goal umpire just sort of gave the indication that it had missed, and I was deceived by the support from the crowd then, but a minor score.
And
Ray
Baird as well, telling you it was a goal.
I said it was a point.
Yeah, on air. We saw your hands go up for a goal. So the kick goes out to centre half back. It was Jarvis in the front spot, knocked away from him. They'll get another go here, linking up Higgins. His handball was half smothered, but eventually got boot to ball. Grubbers up towards the half forward line. And the Sharks have the numbers at the back. The kick goes up towards the wing position. Looking for... Andrew Hughes chopped it off in the end, and he might just kick a goal. The veteran kicks it to the top of the square, but Doncaster still have the numbers as Pearson on the right boot. Back forward pocket out here at Shrems Reserve. It's a 27-point lead to the home side at the moment. Benny McGarnis across half back, wants to square the football up. It's an okay option. Carroll takes it, gives the handball off now. Doncaster in bits and pieces up towards the wing position. It's been taken by Rambaldi.
Sia
Cavallis. That's why I need you sitting next to me, Brad.
Sorry about that.
Sun's out in force today, making things a little bit difficult, but we'll get through it. Fiora, swing around on that trusty left foot of his. Usually likes to get a fair bit of purchase on it as well this time. Short passes on. Raymond, who kicked a goal in the first term, has it on true centre wing position here, so there's no real urgency at the moment. It's a little bit of a lull. See Cavallis over the back, couldn't quite pull it down. Batista came charging in for the football. Good tackle there by Jimmy Grant to see the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds.
It's interesting to see the different styles of play kicking up here towards the top end of the ground, because Doncaster are prepared to hold on to the ball and just chip it around, where Croydon were bombing it in.
Kenzie took it out of the ruck and the players were screaming for it then, but it comes out to Hoopo. Link it up well, backwards to go forwards on the right boot. Martin was a grubber of a kick, but it might end up okay here for Croydon. The quick handball there by Clark didn't hit the target, so both sides making a few mistakes in the middle of the ground, and that's exactly where we'll restart it. 6-1-37 plays 1-4-10 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 27-point lead at the 5-minute mark of the second term for Doncaster. Nice knockdown that time. Raymond couldn't quite trap the football, but he laid a solid tackle on Paddy Travers, and he's going nowhere. Travers having a great first term. The orange wheels, no doubt he got them from Concave. Fantastic sponsor. As the kick goes up towards the half-forward line, the fly there will be Monks. He got a fist on it. In the front spot there was Haag. He had a little bit of support coming through Fiora, just got the handball away. They just need to get boot to ball. Somehow Doncaster over the top there of Steve Muller's head, and he had about 10 metres space in front of him, but the kick bounces over for a boundary throw-in. So it's at the club room's ends of Shram's Reserve. It's Doncaster's end. You'll hear them get rowdy on the hill if they can pull something down here. Green got the knockdown, scooped upon there by Martin, who just wanted to get the ball out of that danger zone, and it was a big kick. Eyes only for the football. There was Jarvis, who'll get it to a Matty Schimmelbusch, who will kick it to the hot spot, no doubt. McKenzie, the biggest man in the pack, stands strong, and his jukes were just too tall for everybody else, and he takes a pretty easy mark for him in the end, and he'll have a shot for goal about 30 metres out directly in front.
Great play by Aaron Fiora then, right underneath the scoreboard, left foot running around the boundary. He didn't go for goal, he could have, but he saw the big man McKenzie and just put it straight to him.
Speaking of another big man, it all started with a great mark by Greg Humphrey Jarvis on the wing position, but McKenzie,
You'll kick this.
the big ruckman, comes in now. He should kick it, and he makes no mistake. Doncaster have 7 goals on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 7-1-43. Croydon are 1-4-10, and this is getting out to a dangerous margin now.
It certainly is, BWS, and they've got to pull it back right now, Croydon. They've got to kick the next one, if not 2 goals, because it was just the dominance of Doncaster. They chip the ball around the half-back line, they chip it up to the wing, whereas in the first quarter, Croydon coming up this end were prepared to bomb the ball in.
Yeah, they look lethargic, and Doncaster are just making a mess of them at the moment, using a lot better skills and movement of the ball.
Back in the middle once again, 33 points to lead now for Doncaster. It's a worrying times for the Blues, that's for sure. Sia Cavallis, his handball was a bit too hot then for Schimmelbusch. Todd took possession, and that was Lockie Todd initially, and then Michael Todd grabbing hold of the footy, and he was all wrapped up.
Any more scores coming through thanks to the local burger company?
Norwood lead East Ringwood by 6 points at quarter time. Lilydale also up by 13 points over South Croydon at 3/4 time.
Dixon's kick bounces out of bounds in the forward pocket. So we'll have a boundary throw-in, but it's not a bad spot for the Blues. Always a bit dangerous when it's right next to the behind post. We'll go to Soupy in a moment with some stats that matter. Umpire throws it in. McKenzie got the little handball to McGarnis. Out to Scotland. Heath Scotland's kick into open space. Monks tracks it down over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in. It's Doncaster leading by 33 points with thanks to Choose Tap, Grant Campbell.
Well, surprisingly, given the scoreboard this quarter, Croydon leading the clearances 7-2, inside 50s at 4 apiece.
McKenzie there against Van Florestein. And the umpire right on the scene to ball it up. Throws it up now. Van Florestein won the tap. Schimmelbusch had his kick partly smothered. Who can take possession here? It was Higgins who tried to, but he went to ground at the crucial moment. This is Batista. Michael Batista, the left footer, looks for Fiora and finds him on a long lead. Probably should have taken the mark. So the kick really couldn't have been any better for him than it was then. Fiora, he's claiming that he was interfered with, and perhaps he was there by Bentley. Umpire decided against paying a free kick. Little handball was shot out then by Bentley. And once more it'll be a ball up. So this Croydon defence under siege in this second term. We've gone nearly 9 minutes in the second quarter, and a lot of that time has been spent in the Doncaster forward half of the ground.
It's a jazz festival downstairs.
Close to the boundary line. High kick, and Galache takes possession, but it will have to come back. The ball was over the boundary line, so it will be a boundary throw-in. Wing position here at Shram's Reserve as Doncaster lead 7-1-43 to Croydon 1-4-10 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, they need to peg something back here, do the Blues. Van Florestein had the back spot. Frankie got the knockdown and tried to pick it up. There was Haag. Little handball away was okay, but going nowhere. Dixon, and the umpire will come in and bounce. A good tackle there by Mitch Raymond. So, in fact, it was Zachy Higgins on the bounce. Mackenzie got that down. Todd trying to break the tackle, has to give the ball back to the umpire. That was Lachlan Todd. Just outside the centre square here at Shram's Reserve. True centre wing position. Bolton did well on the left boot. The kick was half smothered and almost might have been in the back, I would have thought there. But the umpire said it was A-OK with Kadlachik doing enough to bring his opponent down. So crept inside the centre square here. 33 points the margin. The Blues, they need a break. Even if it's a lucky one, they'll take it. Bolton and C. Cavallis try to rip the football from one another, and we'll have another stoppage.
Doncaster would not be one bit worried about all these stoppages and all the players around the contest playing right into their hands.
Certainly got the answer, Van Florenstein. That time got the knockdown. Little toe poke there by Batista into the middle of the ground. It was picked up by Todd of the Lockie variety, kicked it up towards centre half forward, but to no avail. And now the Sharks get their chance to rebound. Monks was on the lead, and he'll receive the handball nicely over the top there from Scotland, who took it on the right boot. It's Monks, kicks towards the Muller direction. Fiora came flying over the back. He couldn't quite pull it down. Keeping a cool head there was Trent Martin, who just thumps it out of that danger zone in towards the middle of the ground, looking for Andrew Hughes. He got a hand on it, so too did Clark, but Ben McGarnis wraps him quickly up, and will have a bounce this time on the interchange side of the ground, just inside the centre square. Mackenzie knocked straight down. Clark going nowhere, and once again another stoppage. Graham Campbell, anything that matters at the moment, thanks to Choose Tap?
Nothing particularly interesting. Croydon leading the contested ball 17-14.
Bolton handball over the top there to Hughes, one way then the other. It's a neat looking kick up towards centre half forward. It was a very good kick too. Out in front that time there was Haag. The long locks, he's covering a fair bit of ground this afternoon. It's Jamie Haag, and he might just back himself in here. I think his teammates have told him to have a ping. So Haag yet to trouble the scorers this afternoon, just pops it up in the end. A nice little knock on there by Malloy, and he released a teammate out there. Umpires come in and paid a free kick to Croydon, I think, off the ball to Ficarelli. Yeah, that's exactly the way that it's gone. So, well, is this the little bit of luck that they were after? Justin Ficarelli, Brad calls him, and I'm going to go with Brad because he's proven us wrong so many times.
The free kick was against Colosimo.
So, if ever they needed a goal...
Well, he has to kick this, BW.
Well, he's a known goal kicker.
Yep.
He's a super player. An experienced head you want to have with the football at the moment. Ficarelli comes in, thumps it towards the goals. It's drifting and drifting. So some behinds are letting them down this afternoon. 1-5-11 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Still a 32-point margin to Doncaster at the 12-minute mark of the second term.
Well, gee, they needed that one, the Blues. They desperately need to put some scoreboard pressure on. Scotland brings the ball back in. It's nicely marked by Clark.
He's having a good game.
He certainly is. Jared Clark's kick got it to Van Florenstein, who shot out the handball to Dixon. Just the fumble at the crucial moment was costly then. Carroll all wrapped up then by a couple of Blues, including Ficarelli and also Haag there.
Tried to be too quick then, Van Florenstein.
Hooper sharked the pack beautifully, got it to Colosimo. Hughes takes possession. Dixon had his handball blocked. Players dive in over the footy, and once more it will be a ball up. Haven't seen Hayden Lovett getting any of the footy. He's a really good user of the ball, and he just hasn't been able to get into the play at all so far today. There's one player amongst many who, for the Blues, who really need to lift. A lot of players over this footy. Schimmelbusch involved once again.
Any more scores thanks to the local burger company?
Just coming through, yes. Park Orchards and South Belgrave in a bit of a shootout. 13-point leaders, Park Orchards at the moment.
Kick put out on the full there from the boot of Lockie Todd. So the free kick goes to Doncaster in the back pocket. Brad Callagher there really guarding the mark. He hasn't really had a sniff of the action so far to this stage, Brad Callagher. Kick into open space. Bolton was in position A, but the ball just didn't quite sit for him. Dixon shot out a handball to Marr. They need a goal here. Kyle Marr fires at the goals, and the ex-Falcon puts it through for Croydon's second. 2-5-17, Doncaster 7-1-43. Bendigo Bank scoreboard. To say that was a much-needed goal would be a vast understatement.
Yeah, it certainly was, Brad. There was nothing pretty about it. It's taken about 15 minutes to get that goal. But look, all is not lost. If they can get a couple more before half-time and try and get back into the contest.
Yeah, last couple of minutes they were positive. Had to get a goal because they had dominated the ball just on the top of the 50 and it really worked hard. It'd be a shame if they didn't get one. So they're back in it now. They've just got to keep it up.
Can they get a couple in a row? That's the big challenge here. Handball over the top there by Currell. Tried to find Mackenzie. Charging in through and trying to get boot to ball was Andrew Colosimo, and he got dispossessed, and the umpire said it was enough advantage in that to call play on. Handball over the top. There might be a little bit of holding there. Callagher switched across Clark. His kick went up and under about 30 metres high and 20 metres wide. Knocked away now towards the wing position. Will this ball sit up? It does in the favour of Doncaster up towards the half-forward line, or Batista took the mark. It's more centre wing than the half-forward line, but this kick will certainly... Well, I thought it would go in the middle of the ground, and now it does. They might actually have the switch on here, Doncaster. And here is Carroll on the right boot, squeezes a kick. It's a beautiful one too, leading out. He had the turn of speed. It was Aaron Fiora, and he takes it on his chest. He hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, but he'll be looking to put through Doncaster's 8 and the answer that they're after.
Great response from Doncaster, straight out of the middle again. And they just seem to have so much space when they're using the ball, and it's a dangerous sign for Croydon. They're going to have to shut them down a bit better.
We've done this thousands of times at training, and he should put it through, and he might have just snuck this one home. I think it's going to be paid a goal, and it is to the Doncaster Football Club. Aaron Fiora has 1, and Doncaster have 8. 8-1-49 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and Croydon 2-5-17.
7 individual goal kickers for Doncaster, which is a great spread without the big man Nathan Thompson there.
He's a beautiful user of the ball, Zach Carroll, isn't he? That was a lovely pass, just basically told Fiora where to lead to, and Fiora ran onto it. And he's been threatening to take a mark, Fiora. That was an easy one, of course, but more importantly, he did follow up and slotted it home for Doncaster's 8th goal as Higgins takes possession for the Blues. This is Lockie Todd. Off a step, finds Bolton. Bolton goes by hand to Travers. Travers keeps the kick very low. Didn't really favour his teammate that time. Callagher, quick kick around the corner. It bounces towards the goals. And Pearson there got an important hand in, forced it to the boundary line for a throw-in. 32-point lead to Doncaster. Boundary throw-in in the forward pocket for the Blues. Can they get that quick reply? Because Kyle Maher kicked that goal a couple of minutes ago, and then Doncaster immediately got their quick reply through Fiora. The Blues need to bounce back here with a quick one. This is Galache by hand to Coleman at half back for the Sharks. Bit indecisive, Nick Coleman sold himself out into under pressure. Kick by Todd to the top of the square. It's fisted over for a minor score. So Croydon threatening at the moment. All of a sudden, 2 goals, 6-18, Doncaster 8-1-49.
Good pressure by the Croydon forwards then to get that ball back into that goal square.
So it'll be Pearson screaming for some support. Likes to go to the far side of Schramm's reserve, and it's a big kick out towards Jarvis, who stood strong, got knocked away from him. He kept the ball alive. That was pretty clever. Higgins is in there trying to release the footy, and over she goes for a boundary throw-in. 60 metres out from the Croydon goal line.
We look at the difference in the score, boys, but there's only one more scoring shot to the Doncaster side.
Yeah, they're certainly making them pay. They certainly are being the side so far today as well, Ray. As the kick
they've
goes
controlled
out.
the game so far.
Wilkins snaps it around the body now inside the forward 50, but to no avail. Matty Schimmelbusch. Ball's released now to the half-back line. Galache's made to work hard for it. Nicely done there by Todd to knock it over towards Lovett direction, who's been asked to step up by Brad Henderson, and over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw-in, 40 metres out from goal.
Clearance is 15-5 in favour of Croydon this quarter, thanks to Trewstap.
Doing it all on his lonesome, Grant Soupy Campbell. Pye throws it in.
Well, when we saw these two sides play last year in the radio game, Hayden Lovett's use of the footy was without peer, and we know what he's capable of. I just want to see it here today.
Flying kick goes up towards the forward pocket. Not a favourable bounce there for Hard. Callagher laid a tackle and might have been a little bit too crude in the end. The umpire said it was play on in the end. Raymond, no. Bring the ball back. So Ramboldi goes to Pearson. Got Malloy at half back if he wants to use him. It's a dangerous kick though. Malloy still by himself, might be the recipient this time. His arms almost got chopped. The umpire said it was okay. Picked up there by Mara. Scrambly kick forward. It goes Ficcarelli. It needed to bounce well for him. In fact, this was Taylor. Can he put one through for the Blues? That's an important kick, and that's a goal that they were after. Also, 3 on the board now, and maybe they're starting a little bit of a charge. They've had a good 5 minutes or so, the Croydon Football Club, and they're inching closer on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's 25 points the margin. Josh Dorr, thanks to the local burger company around the grounds.
Yeah, most teams around the Eastern Football League past the quarter time mark, so we'll go through some of the scores we've got in front of us. Balwyn leading by 19 points over North Ringwood. Norwood a 6-point lead over East Ringwood. Knox and Roval have been a bit back and forth. Currently Knox leading by 3 points. Lilydale leading by 13. And Blackburn and Montrose. Game was tied at quarter time. Montrose have pushed out to a bit of a lead. And the big game against Vermont and Noble Park. Noble Park have kicked the last couple of goals and now take a 21-point lead.
And the lead here is 25 points for Doncaster. Croydon kicking their 3rd goal through Jake Taylor. They've got the ball now after a free kick. Wilkins goes very short. Careful kick finds Marr. Hits Scotland there, still arguing the case with the umpire. Marr's kick, a good one to Haag on a long lead. Safely holds the mark, Nathan Haag, and then goes short to Travers. So Patrick Travers.
Is that a quieter term?
Too far out to score. Loves a goal, but he won't get one on this occasion. Thumping kick, though, gives it all he's got to fall forward. Plenty of Sharks back there to defend. The handball was shot out to Ficcarelli, and I think he snuck it home for his first of the day. Goal umpire has a sense of theatre, but he does pay the goal. Justin Ficcarelli has his first, and he is one of those players who sometimes, if he doesn't get a goal early, he can really struggle. He likes to get one early. He's kicked his first now of the day. Croydon have 4 on the board. 4 goals, 6:30. Doncaster 7-7. 49 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and for the first time today, Croydon have 2 goals in a row.
Thanks to the local burger company around the grounds in Division 2. Bayswater leading Mulgrave by 5 points. East Beld and Mooroolbark, as we said, scoreless, but Mooroolbark have kicked the last couple of goals. Keep going, mate.
Running it out through the middle there is Bolton. Can he make it 2 in a matter of moments? No, he cannot. Ramboldi takes the mark at the last line of defence and releases the football out wide. That was a good kick. Jaden Hooper, who's leading the contender of the Pancake Parlour play of the day. $25 voucher. Might go back to some more of those scores, Josh.
Half-time at Mooroolbark, and Mooroolbark trailing East Burwood by 14 points. Half-time also at Doncaster East. Doncaster East taking a 13-point lead.
Coman took the mark and got a little bit of a push as well. They were lucky they didn't get paid a 25-metre penalty there, Croydon. Batista screaming for some teammate support to link out wide. The kick goes inside forward 50 or thereabouts. Flying over the back there was Monks, but the umpire said, mate, perhaps...
There's a card in the middle here. Bit of a fight.
Geordie Buckingham, the senior officiating umpire out there. Just
the card came out. I'm not sure if it was for a Doncaster or a Croydon player.
Just waiting for things to separate. A couple of players are using the opportunity to do their change. 49 plays 30. It's a 19 points the margin. The best thing you can do is to restart the game. We'll follow that one, Dennis, as the kick goes out towards the Martin direction. Chopped off in the middle of the ground. Here's Galache. One way, then the other. Lost his footing. The little handball across the half-forward line. It was picked up there by Coman. On the right boot, he goes towards the Monks direction. Flying over the back and... Oh. Who's pulled that one? It is a Doncaster mark.
Yeah, Monks, yeah.
It was Monks who pulled it down in the end. A red card, or was it only a yellow card in the end? I think it might be yellow. It's Heath Scotland going off, so... Great fly there by Monks. Thought he got a little bit too under it there in the end, but he'll go back and have a shot on goal. So just when Croydon had got a little bit of a run on, 19 points they lead by in this second term. We've crossed the 24-minute mark. Doncaster just taking their time there.
Boundary.
We are aware it's a Heath Scotland card. We'll leave it at that. Thanks, Lockie.
Sorry.
So Not looking too confident, is he, Monks, at the moment? Looking around here and there. Maybe he's going to give a handball off to Carroll, who was just lurking in the background.
It looks like Scotland might have been reported because Jordan Buckingham's gone and talking to the Croydon players now.
So I'm not sure why the game hasn't restarted, but perhaps it's because
the other umpire's got to come
umpire
back,
needs to be on the ground, which he is, but he's blown time off. So, Monks. He'll come in now. 40 metres out from goal. Starts it left, brings it back. It's across the face in the end. That was certainly what you'd call a helicopter punt style, and might have actually hit the behind post as well offhand. So we'll have a boundary throw in. So Doncaster, they'll get another chance here to put one through the big sticks. Green knocked it down. Hughes was in there, so too Fioro's kick was smothered. He tried to use the right boot. He had what golfers would call a fresh air shot, and over the boundary line it goes.
Division 3, thanks to local bird company. Mitcham taking a 30-point lead over Churnside Park. Heathmont 10 points over Whitehorse. Templestowe pushed out their lead to 18 points. And South Belgrade have kicked the last 10 goals to push it out to a 23-point lead against Park Orchards.
And going in at the bottom of the pack there is
a little bit of
Thatcher.
feeling it could come into the game now, BWS.
There certainly has. 19 points is the margin. Green got a good knock on that one. Going in hard, putting his body on the line. I think that time was Carlson. The umpire said, no, you have done that on purpose and not in the spirit of the game. A second card being given here now. So, Matty Carlson, the number 63 Guernsey. So it's going to make things, it makes things interesting using the bench wise, doesn't it, for the next quarter at Doncaster?
Yeah, well, they got 2 players short now, that's right.
Bentley
A
has
little
the
bit
ball.
of undisciplined play, though. You know, they've got to get back on track because they were controlling the game up until the last 10 minutes or so.
49 plays 30 and a 25-metre penalty as well. So Bentley will come up to centre half back here, and he might just even take off as well. The umpire says, no, get back. Short passes on. Drives it out to the wing position, straight through the hands there of Dixon. Couldn't keep the football alive. Over she goes for a boundary throw in.
In Division 4, some of the scores coming through thanks to local bird company. Kilsyth 10 points over Coldstream. Surrey Park 5 points over Fenchurch Gully. Eastern Lions 5 over Forest Hill. Warrandyte by 11 over Glen Waverley, and Nunawading lead by 36 points over Donvale.
Sia Cavalis looking for the Galache direction on the second bite. The umpire said that was okay. I thought he might have taken that over the mark. He drives the ball forward. Fiora had strong hands in the contest, and he had a good reach about him also. So he'll go back, have a shot on goal. He's already kicked one in this term. Distance will not be a problem, and to stretch that lead back to the comfortable 25-point lead, which Doncaster have held for, well, a fair old chunk of this game thus far. Fiora, 45-degree angle. That is a beautiful kick off the boot. Listen to the crowd cheer that one home. Straight over the goal umpire's head. It goes for his second goal, and that is Doncaster's 9th on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 9-1-55, plays 4-6-30. 28 minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, look, undisciplined play there by Doncaster, but at least they've got the goal out of it. Now, what Croydon have to do now is back to playing football, because up until that bit of a skirmish there, they were controlling the last 10 minutes or so.
Croydon are winning the clearances 21-5 this quarter, yet both sides, well, Croydon kicked 3 goals and Doncaster kicked 4 this quarter.
25-point lead to Doncaster. They steady through that goal by Aaron Fiora, his second of the day. I think for a whole range of reasons, Ray, the halftime siren will probably be come at a good time here for the Sharks. I know they got that last goal, but Croydon have been coming pretty hard at them. Doncaster losing their composure a little bit, and yeah, probably not a bad time to have a breather, as Pearson's handball wasn't his best. It was intercepted by Dixon, who got it to Travers. His handball was a bit underground that time, didn't favour his teammate. Schimmelbusch takes possession. He's well wrapped up there by Haag. Good strong tackle. And Matty Schimmelbusch again doing a terrific job in defence, as he so often does today. Ever reliable, as Sia Cavalis goes for the handball to Carroll. Carroll's high kick pretty much almost always finds a teammate by foot, Zach Carroll. This is no exception. Got it to Batista.
He's never confident in kicking it, Batista.
I don't think he knows how good a player he can be. Batista's kick there to half forward. It's knocked towards the boundary line as the siren sounds to complete. A pretty interesting first half. Doncaster dominated for about a quarter and a half, and then Croydon came pretty hard